I'm gonna call the meeting to order.
When you guys are done, please sign me.
Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Okay, on your agenda, add the road closure for daily days.
Thank you for adding that.
Okay,
I think
I have another additional item. Can we add, we need to update the flyers for the trash, the dump day and the vouchers.
Those were pre-ordered,
Okay,
but I did get it fixed where everybody is on the same page.
okay.
That if anybody lives in a trailer park
Mhm.
or in a camp trailer in the trailer park, they just use the address to the trailer park and the space number.
Okay,
So that has been told to everybody at town hall and stuff. I didn't get Public Works in on that because they were on that water leak today.
okay, okay. Is there a way to update that on Facebook as well? so
Yeah.
we can-
Sheila will get it updated.
Great, okay.
Yep, no
We're
problem.
good.
okay. Let's move on down to new business, dogs at large. Okay, the reason we asked you two to be on a committee to work with Kyle, and things that I've come up with, you're gonna figure out where a shelter, you're gonna need to come up with where the revenue's coming from, an employee and a vehicle, and the hours, which includes weekends, for the fact is that they still have to be fed on weekends, so somebody's gonna be working 7 days a week, basically.
And would this include the county as well, since the county should be sharing responsibility?
If what now?
Well, you might have to speak up a little, Amanda.
Sorry, is this gonna include should the county be taken into account as well, since they should be sharing
You have to talk to the
responsibility?
county. That's why you guys are on this committee, and you guys need to figure out, you know, if the county wants to get involved, I think it's great. I really do. Because they would help with the funding as well. And whoever did's gotta realize they've gotta go clear to Cripples Valley.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in. Yes, please.
I'll help with that.
Good.
Do you have anything else?
Nope, I'll help with that.
Okay, you guys can get together and figure out when you wanna meet and stuff like that. All right, Lake County Chamber of Commerce, within dark skies. You're here.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Got it.
It's me,
Yay.
the coordinator for Dark Skies. So I actually would like to hear what you guys are thinking first, since it sounds like there's some ideas.
Sheila, if you're on, please come down. She knows more about dark sky.
Can she hear us?
I hope so, because I don't have a way to get it over.
Well, we've got a spot up,
Yeah,
we've got a spot up the canyon, right?
Right,
right.
That we've
Next to the gun
kind
range.
of, we donated that to Dark Skies.
well, we were gonna put in a dry camp.
Yeah, because we all want that, you know, and I think it would be really good for the community. Plus, it would bring in a lot of people.
Is that something you guys organize? As who's
Well,
doing the work to
We've talked
get
about it for years.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the biggest thing is that we wanted to meet you so that we could know who to be contacting and let you know that, yes, we want to work together to get
That's
going.
great.
Okay? And it's a it's to be made into a parking area for trailers and autos, both,
Yeah.
right? And that,
Who's the liaison? Is that me on that one?
and
Senator
so
Parks?
that's, where we're at. And I guess I just hadn't heard anything. None of us had heard anything about what's going on.
Yes,
So-
that was my mistake. I was trying to contact
Okay.
Michelle.
I don't know
It was
what
not
Yeah.
contactable, I would say. But now that I've known all of you and seen your faces, I know I can contact
Right.
you. We had a big success with the county passing a resolution in support of dark skies. So that goes into this application, which we'll submit hopefully by the end of summer. If we can get all the public agencies on board, because private landowners are exempt. So, anything you guys want to organize, with the chamber, we'll put into the application and it'll only show community support, which can hopefully lift up our chances of being certified as a sanctuary. So as far as lights in Lake County that are in the sanctuary, it's just Warner Ski Hill.
No?
And
I
they
don't have my
actually
phone.
have only about 12 lights.
Okay,
And 88% of them are dark sky friendly. So they already passed the
Okay,
two
I'll
thirds
just
that you need.
save it.
So
They're
Lake
not-
County is doing wonderfully.
Right.
It's just Hardy and Malheur that kind of have a lot more lights to deal with.
I'll let her know. Okay.
But luckily, with the resolution passing,
Okay.
they're gonna use that as an example, use Lake
Okay,
County as an
will do.
example for Hardy and Malheur counties. To
Sounds
hopefully
good. Thank
follow
you.
suit. Right now, we're working with Summer Lake, Broad Lake area to get fixtures retrofitted. They only had, I think, 20 lights and most of them were okay, just working with them to fix those last couple lights to be officially dark sky friendly. And then I'll be doing a little activity at the library for the summer reading program on the 23rd at 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. And the chamber is going to come to the 10 a.m. session activity and kind of show support then. And then I'm also doing a tour for, like a dark sky tour during Tour de Outback on the 24th, which is pretty cool. They have a whole list of activities, but one of them people can do is stargaze. And so we'll have brochures and activities for kiddos if they're present, and telescopes for the adults and kids to look through, to show off Adele. And
Kind of an open house up there? Up there?
so that'll be in Adele, and it's about, I only have verbal directions right now, but if you go south from the Adele store about 3 miles, turn left, go about 5 miles into the valley, there's a little clearing where we'll set up. We'll make official directions for the public.
It'd be kind of fun if we could do something up here.
Up here too.
Up at our place and like have an open house. And I know you can, well, you could make kind of a map of like when a space station goes over, you can see that really easy and you can see a lot of different things. And you can have your phone with an app on it where you can,
Yeah.
I've looked at, it'll say whether it's a Russian satellite or a what satellite.
Russian satellite.
Well, it'll say what satellite it's from.
What that would be perfect for is the annular eclipse in October. So that's actually passing right over Lakeview, which is pretty spectacular.
We'd be a big party. We'd wear like cones on our heads.
Yeah,
Kinds of
there's,
stuff, yeah. We don't
we
want
can
any
order
radiation.
glasses, or it's safe to look at the eclipse.
Doing the foil,
and
yeah.
have a viewing party,
Mhm.
get
That'd
the
be fun.
public involved.
Yeah, I mean, we could advertise that and things like
That
that. I think we need some kind of kickoff up there.
Yeah.
I didn't even know we had anybody like you here.
Well, I knew that they had hired somebody, but
We didn't know who.
we didn't know who. That's what
Yes,
we wanted to
sorry
look
about
at.
So we need a
It's
point of
me,
contact and
Natasha.
everything for that.
So a lot of work has just been creating these letters of support for the public agencies to sign on. So it's been a lot of background, kind of administrative stuff. Since the town of Lakeview technically isn't in the boundary, and it's all gonna be voluntary, so just trying to communicate to the public, like, if you're interested in dark skies, this could be a huge tourism opportunity, because it's never gonna go away, so.
But the town of Lakeview could be in the boundary because up there on the hill is town of Lakeview.
Oh, into the Warner Mountains?
Yeah.
How far?
Up to the,
2
almost
miles
to the
there.
boundary.
Up to 5 corners?
Range of city property,
Okay,
and the property was a little further than that.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, since private citizens, landowners are exempt from following any rules, it would be definitely just voluntary, if people are passionate. And there's lots of ways for people to change their lights at their houses and get a little certificate from Dark Skies Association. But just really being proud of what we have here is kind of what I've been searching for and how to communicate to everyone. So I'm glad to finally meet you all and hopefully start this relationship.
And Sheila stated that she hasn't had any contact, Bob hasn't contacted her at all. And so she would like to know if you and her can set up a private meeting with you and her, and if you could go over everything with her. She would appreciate
Sure.
that.
And what was her role again? I'm sorry.
Huh?
Who is Sheila? What is her
Sheila
role?
Struble, she is economic development,
Oh,
but she's
okay.
also doing dark sky also for the town.
Gotcha. That makes
I
sense.
think Michelle was in on that too.
Yeah,
I looked at
Michelle and Sheila.
Maybe you could let Sheila know that when she meets with you, that if you go up to look at the area, I'd like to go
Like
and
to
see
go.
where it's at.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
Let's take a field trip.
Go to?
I would go, I'd love to, yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I think we need to build an observatory at 14 now. Why not? They make
But
those
if we're gonna
ones that
do
you
an
can
event,
mobile.
Okay.
then that would be.
That would be a great deal. And kids can go to the projects.
So if we were gonna do an event around the annular eclipse, we would ask the town to sign some sort of proclamation, probably similar to the one the Lake County resolution was, but a little more
We've done it in
general.
prior years. We've done the proclamation.
Yeah,
So if you could just send me the new one, I can get it ready
Okay.
for you.
yeah, and you can all approve it, look at it, edit it as you see fit, but I don't think there should be anything too
Great.
opposed.
Great. That's great.
So, yeah,
We talked this morning at the chamber.
yeah,
Okay.
so it's nice to meet you all.
Thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
And I love the ideas, so
I
keep
know.
them coming.
I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, who doesn't want to go to a star party or something
Yeah,
like
Right?
that?
Really out under the stars.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
You're free to go if you
Okay.
like. Thank you, Natasha.
all right, let's move on down. Recovery Center Block Party, Lakeview Town Park.
Hello. You all know me, I'm Melody from the Recovery Center.
Yeah, I know you real well. You got me stuck in pie contest.
I think we should have done it again.
Yeah, well, we'll talk later. Anyway, so we want to do another, like the block party that we had last year for the 4th of July. But the pool park, it's not going to be as big, like we don't have the dunk tank and, stuff like that. We're just going to have, and it's not a fundraiser, but we still want to do a barbecue, some games, music. We're going to have some vendors, just like a party up at the pool park. And so we want to get permission to do that. One of the things that we have now is we have bounce houses. We have a regular bounce house and we have a bounce house that has water. So I want to see if we could use either the water one or just the regular bounce house up at the pool park also.
What's the call with that at all? Kids.
Problem with either one.
Yeah.
We've done it.
They did the dunk tank last year. It was a
Right.
huge hit.
So,
You saw those water blow up things.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm sick.
yeah, and then, so we wanna do that, and then I was also asked, since I was on the agenda, to see if we can do the pool park every other Thursday, the 13th and the 27th of July, and then the 10th and the 24th for the family center, to do something up there with the family center. Have, you know, kids and do whatever the family center
What time,
does.
so I can,
The pool, the party, the July 1st one is gonna be from 11 to 4.
so I'm gonna put 11 to 5 on that one.
Okay, and I'm not sure about the 13th.
Okay.
I don't know.
Just make sure you give me the time so I can make sure the sprinkler systems are shut off.
Yes. But, yeah, I was just asked to. Well, you know, we want a water feature, I mean, you know.
Sure you do.
We could bounce house by one of them and who needs a hose?
Why not? Slip and slide.
So, yeah, I was just asked to see if we can do that for the family center.
I don't see a problem at all.
You just need a
I think it's-
consensus.
I think that's a great
I
idea
think
for the
that's-
community.
yeah,
Yeah,
That's a
absolutely.
great idea for the community and that.
Awesome,
You're
thank
good.
you guys.
Okay.
We'll talk later about the pie in the face.
Oh, great. I can hardly wait.
We'll see you guys
Thank
later.
you.
Bye, thanks, Melody.
Thank you,
Bye.
Melody.
Yeah, so, I don't know if I can bring it up right now, but the pool, the kiddie pool park, what's the delay?
I wasn't there
Permits
for
and
that.
something with
Something with permits is all I
Yep,
was,
they didn't have their permits,
I found out.
and I'm sorry, when you start a project, you should have all your permits before you even start the project.
Yeah, they should have,
And that,
engineer should have.
Scott should have made sure they had the permits and did not do so.
I thought I saw people working it yesterday, or day before
It
yesterday.
might have been the cement people.
Oh.
He has his permits.
Oh, so it's the other guys.
So,
But the
It's the
city,
other
city
contractor
went
that
down
needed
and
to
mowed.
get. It's the
yeah, we
contractor
had
that
to,
needed
it was
get
getting
it.
awful.
Yeah,
We can't get on other people without
okay, so it's the
not doing our
contractor,
own.
okay.
All right, swim passes for low-income families.
So,
So we don't have a time when that's gonna get done, right?
that would be a Scott Langham question.
I'm looking probably sometime in July now.
He was
I haven't
I
seen the
hope
guys.
not.
He was hoping by July 4th if they get the permit in time. That's what he told me. That's the
Well,
last
he
thing I
needs
heard.
to put out a,
I thought he was gonna put something on the website about
We need to have something on
the
the
timeline.
website. Yeah, I
He was
know.
supposed to put some on there because I told him to the other day. Well,
Who didn't get the, what permits?
One of the contractors.
The contractor to, yeah, they can put in the, because you're putting in a new water line, the plumber. It would be the plumber, the electrician, and the
I
contractor.
think it was the state permits is what.
It's a state permit that they needed because
We
the
should have
county
had
couldn't
those,
issue
right?
it. Well, they should have gotten them ahead of time, yeah.
But as long as we get it, we'll get it built.
Okay, Dawn, go ahead.
okay, so on the swim passes for low-income families, I have several families that I have people that donate to low-income families, but this year money has been a little bit difficult for everybody. Even for those that do help donate and give our kid pool passes. And some of the families, the school has been so generous to donate the last couple of years to the kids. Well, they didn't get the grant this year. So parents are asking if there's any way we could help with some of the lower income families without announcing who they are, because obviously that is not acceptable. So families are just asking for a little help
So
with
what
their
are we-
passes.
What are we looking at on help?
Right now, pool passes are $275 for a family. And, individual pass, I think, is $175. I think that's what it is. It's either $150 or $175. And then it could be, maybe it's $195.
I'll pull it up for you right now.
Sorry, I didn't bring all my paperwork for this part of it.
So would we be cutting that in half? Would we be
Well, that-
donating them to these families?
I don't say donate, I mean, they're willing to pay something,
Okay,
but they just can't afford the full amount for the family season.
right.
I mean, even if we lowered the family season, maybe more families that are lower income are more likely to be able to go. Because some of our low income families, I mean, they get some help. What is it, Amanda?
Sorry.
I'm so sorry to be a pain, thank you.
No, I'm sorry.
So, okay, so individuals are $150, families $275. And then the others are just individual days and stuff.
That's a season pass?
It's for the whole summer. Thank you so much.
So how much do we usually save on yours, you know, for a season pass? What do they usually save? I mean, is it paid, the whole thing paid for them, or they pay a portion? What's the portion?
So if I have an entity that is able to come in and pay for them, they usually pay the full $275 for the pass for the family. But lower income, I mean,
And how would we determine their eligibility?
that's at your discretion. I know some of the low income families. I personally know who they are.
Well, 65% of our elementary school.
It is true.
So
And he is
if we're gonna
correct.
say low
For the
income,
states.
you're gonna have over half of the people that go
So
up
maybe
there.
we should just,
You know, and we're already losing $30,000
Right.
a year off it.
which I understand, I just,
Okay.
How many
it's
days,
up to you guys.
how many pool days do we have in a season?
A lot of it depends on weather
Right.
and swim needs.
I would say maybe 80 roughly,
Yeah.
if you don't get fires and thunder and lightning storms.
Well, yeah, and can I add something as a parent who buys an annual pool pass? Because it's a double-edged sword for me as a parent. One, paying that $275, it does hit my pocketbook hard, especially right now when times are tougher. And it hits it all at once as opposed to paying daily for my kids, but it is still cheaper over the long run than paying daily for my kids. But I know myself and several other parents were really upset last year several times when we paid for our passes and then they would close the pool saying, oh, sorry, there's only 4 or 5 kids here. And so it's not worth it for us to stay open.
We have a new manager, it's different.
She closed it earlier today for that reason.
With 2 kids in there.
Right, but
And it was,
I'm
does-
just saying,
I get it.
I get it on both ends.
it doesn't pay for our lifeguards, but they're reopening this evening. It's not gonna be closed all day like they did last year a few times,
Yeah,
when that should have never happened.
right.
So this year, and you know, I don't know if you guys have talked to Melissa.
I
She's the manager.
haven't even had a chance to go in to buy a pool pass yet.
Okay. Yeah,
so-
she did close it today. There was 2 kids in there swimming. And it had been like that for over 30 minutes. No, they waited, nobody else showed up.
Right.
So when you only have 2 kids,
But like
it
I
doesn't.
told my kids, they can't go today because there was thunder.
Yeah.
So, but it does, you know, that is something I just like you guys to
And all
take
the-
into effect.
Right,
Or
I will
into
mention that to her.
consideration, but that $275 too, as a parent, is how I'm speaking to you guys. It does, things are tighter. I'm spending 2.5 times at the grocery store now than I was a year ago. But my income has not changed. But on the flip side, it is still cheaper than paying $5 a day for it.
It is.
So when you were speaking, something came to mind. What if you were to do like a payment plan? Instead of having, people pay it all up front.
How are you gonna keep track of the payment plan?
And how are you gonna make sure people do it
Yeah,
after
because-
they get that card?
But can't you, because it's an electronic card, can't you stop the card if you don't pay the same thing?
No, not
No.
these ones. Once they're loaded, they're loaded. I would have to have the cartridges
Oh.
to deactivate it. It's kind of a catch-22. I mean, it was just something that I was asked to please address to the council and.
You know, I guess I would like us to like table it and put it to the next meeting so that we can, I'd like to really kind of think about it, try to see if we can come up with something.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out.
Because I think it's
not
really-
coming out right.
I agree, we need to do something.
Yeah.
You know, we want the pool used, it needs to be used,
Mhm.
so.
But this will give us time to look things over and figure out.
Right, kind of get
Well,
an idea.
and that is, excuse me, I almost swallowed my gum. That is something that I can also maybe, talk to some of the people that I do get passes from.
Mhm.
They come in and purchase them. I can make all my calls tomorrow before the next council meeting, see if they're willing to just do like a donation pot for families and maybe see how much we can get for these families.
Okay,
And maybe do a low-income donation or a
Yeah.
donation pot for swim passes for low-income families. I mean, I'm up for anything.
And even putting that out on social media, you'll get a lot
Yeah.
of people.
Right.
people will start.
I gotta see if by law the town can do that,
Oh.
because that's asking for a
Can't
handout,
Parks
so
and
we
Recs.
have to be super
That's what I was
careful.
wondering, I was just
Can't
so-
Parks and Recs do it? It's a 501c3.
Yeah, we could,
Be careful what you put on social media.
so we could if,
You know, but Parks and Recs could
Mhm.
do something, maybe, things, so.
right, okay, I can look into that.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll look into that and see what we can get done. Okay.
I think there's a grant for that. I think we got-
I think so too, yeah.
There's a form to fill out.
I can look into it.
Maybe there's a Parks and Rec grant.
Exactly, that's what I was talking about, because I know that they do
Yeah.
low income. When like
Yeah.
in Salem and Portland, they do low income ones.
Okay,
And there's
Well, if they had a card, they got cards. They don't have a plastic card like the ones here. See, if you had a plastic card, you could go, you could go 54 times a year for $275, right? I
One
just figured it
person,
out.
yeah. But
So-
like us,
You
we
could
usually
go
have 3 to 4
54 times for
people going.
$275. And it would be curious for me to know if they had a card and every kid scanned the card, and like, if they went 40 times, maybe they'd get a rebate
yeah.
or something. I don't know. There might be some ways you could,
Hey, anything you guys
The
think of and you wanna throw it out at?
family
No, that's a
card
good idea.
is the same cards as last year.
Mhm.
So the family card, they only scanned once when we would go in. And we have either just my 3 kids or my 3 kids and myself. So that's 3 or 4 people, but 1 scan. So you
Yeah.
have to change how that's done where they scan.
4 times. Which we can
Easily.
make it do.
I don't know, just
which would
Yeah,
also give us,
trying to think of
I'm
some
up for
ways,
any
trying to
suggestions,
think of some
anything.
ways to,
it would also give us a better number of how many
But
people.
just
are
using on that one, that's a good one.
Yeah.
see if you're
by
a
scanning
family.
it more.
Okay,
If you're a low-income family, in a sense, when's the pool open? 9, 10?
I think it's after swim team, what time's that?
it opens for lap swim, I think at 10 or 11.
No, for kids.
Oh, for kids, 1 o'clock,
1 to,
4:45, and then it
so
opens
it's
back.
4 hours,
Mhm. Yeah, and then it opens back up at,
so that's less than $1 an hour, that's less than a babysitter.
7,
$1 an hour.
or, is it 7
Babysitter.
to 8:45?
That's-
Yeah.
Night is when-
It is for babysitters.
And, yeah, and they are getting charged, so some people are buying 2 cards, cause they get charged for it in the afternoon, is 1 card, which is $5, and then they get charged again in the evening for $5. So it's costing them, some of those kids $10 a day to go swimming.
Really?
Yeah, I personally think that should be changed, but that's just my personal.
Okay, so I'm reading here,
I
just what
think
they
1
do.
card should be for the whole day and
Right,
night swim.
I guess that's what
Well, I thought it
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 was.
should be
No,
for
Do you
the
want
day.
So just-
hours and everything?
No, you're okay.
So
Thank
just
you
what I
so
just
much.
looked up, I thought I just Googled something, and I got onto Pendleton, Oregon. And it says here, for low-income passes, they have to fill out an aquatic center application for financial assistance, as well as the current pool pass application, and submit all required documents showing proof of household income with family members. And they've got the forms online, they have all that. We can talk to them and see how they did it, and maybe we can just, it's already built. Let's just work with something that's already built
I can
and
call
tool it
them
our
and
way,
ask.
and that might work.
And you said that was Pendleton?
Yeah, it says
You're
Pendleton,
gonna
Oregon.
reinvent the wheel.
Parks and Recreation, Pendleton, Oregon.
Okay,
So hopefully that helps a little bit.
sounds good.
just
I will give
curious.
them a call. Okay.
All right, let's move on down, budget message.
Message.
It's right here, it's
Oh.
in front of the thing, okay? And so, I guess I would like to make a comment that everybody can take that home. I think, Dawn, the budget is not posted online. It needs to get posted online. The budget message needs to be posted online. We cannot vote for the budget tonight because it has not been advertised. It will be advertised tomorrow that the meeting is June 27th for the public input of the budget. We just need to be following the rules and regulations.
Sounds good.
We're required of us, okay?
I will let them know.
And
Thank
then, so,
And so I'll table the budget,
mhm,
table resolution 748.
mhm.
Okay, so all three of those are tabled?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
All right, we'll go to public comment. Citizens may address the council on items that may or may not be on the subject meeting agenda. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. The council reserves the right to limit the number of speakers pertaining to the same topic in the interest of the meeting efficiency and expediency. Do you have any public comments?
Yes, sir, I do. I got a phone call at home this evening from Dawn.
Yes, I
Yeah,
called you.
Yeah. Then I got a phone call from my boss.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody from Public Works called, saying that I drove by them, rolled down my window and yelled obscenities at them, which I did not.
No, you didn't drive by, ma'am. You were
Oh, yeah.
You were in the driveway of a client.
Yes, I was.
It's Christy Singleton.
My name is Christy Singleton. I live on I Street.
Okay.
I was at a client's house, and they told me about their water bill, which we discussed.
And
Dawn?
that's truthfully the client's
Yeah,
privilege, and
absolutely.
it's their bill.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for you to call us and ask us about
I
it.
didn't call, I called, yes, I called, and you called me back.
And I
We
did call you back.
we didn't talk, but I did call,
And
yes,
I assured you that the situation was
Absolutely.
taken care of.
absolutely, and which we did. But then someone called my boss and said that I yelled obscenities at them, which was not true.
I didn't call
Which
your
is-
boss.
Well, somebody did, and they said that they worked for Public Works,
Was
which
not
was
me.
you.
You're right, it is Public Works.
Right.
And I did not call anybody. I don't know who
No, I
called.
was here
Well-
with him the whole time.
Well, somebody
You don't
did.
have to justify that Sean called
No,
anything.
I know, but they
Okay, so
did.
Lower your voice.
And this
or we're
is what
gonna
I'm
ask you to
saying.
leave, Okay?
Nobody has that, so they called my work and they said that I yelled obscenities at them, drove by in my work van, which was not true. So it's obviously a lie. So I'm just letting people know that all of that was said was not true. I did not drive by them. I did not yell obscenities at them. If I was in somebody's driveway, it did happen. I was in somebody's driveway. So what? It doesn't matter. They don't need to call my boss and say I yelled obscenities at them, because I didn't. So what? I have the right to say
You know,
whatever.
I think you've repeated yourself enough.
Okay.
Okay? You know,
This is the reason why I'm here
okay,
tonight.
We have heard you,
Okay.
regarding it. And unfortunately, you know, I worked a job where there's always two sides to every story.
You're
okay?
absolutely right, Charlie,
On
there
that
is.
part, okay? So sometimes your demeanor coming across makes it difficult, okay?
You're absolutely
And
right,
so-
but I don't appreciate somebody calling my boss and telling them that I
Okay,
yelled
but
obscenities
you've
at
already
them.
stated
Oh, I
that.
didn't
We
appreciate you saying
don't
you
know.
wanted to get rid of all of us and
Exactly.
recall us either.
I didn't say I wanted to recall
At the
you.
meeting out at the fairgrounds.
What I said was,
All on tape.
yeah, you bet it is. I never said I wanted to recall you.
No, you-
Not one time did I say I wanted to recall you. Let's go to the videotape.
Okay. Let's move on, okay?
You bet.
You've had your say,
I am.
and that's so, okay?
Okay,
Done
any
with
more
that,
public
right?
comments? Yeah,
Yes. My name is Shelley Batty. I live at 358 South I Street. And I just wanted to come today to public comment to thank the council for putting up the parklet on East Street. It looks great. It went up Friday afternoon. We had over 20 people using it on Saturday. We had 5 people using it on Sunday, even though there's very little going on downtown. And in spite of the rain today, we had 6 people use it today. So I have gotten
A little shower.
a little shower.
Yeah.
I've had 7 different business owners from the community stop by and say that it looks great. They're excited about having it there, and they're happy with the location this year because we get the afternoon shade on it, so it's not too hot for people to sit out and enjoy it.
Well, that's where I wanted it to begin with, was up there.
Well, and that's where Tommy
But
wanted it to
what I
go
heard
too.
today, what I heard today, and I know this might just be a rumor, that Mr. Beeson wants it moved to some other location. Did you hear that?
And
or is that-
Mr. Beeson told me that he wants it taken down for Occupy East Street and back up again afterwards.
That's where all the cars are gonna go, is on actual East Street this year.
Not here?
No,
No, they're
Hasn't it
they're
always-
moving barbecue around this side.
because of the smoke.
How many cars do they have?
I don't know how many they
East
have.
Street's
Well, it would
3 blocks
seem like
long.
if they could,
They've got
if he
plenty
could
of
put
room.
the cars around that thing, they could
Exactly.
still use
Yes,
it.
they-
Yes.
I mean, that
They
to
could
me
still use
makes
it.
more sense
And
than
there are a ton
taking
of
it down,
people,
putting it back up.
there are a ton of people downtown during East Street. They're serving hamburgers, they're a place for them to
Yep.
sit
Like-
and visit
right.
and look at the cars. I think it's going to
Sure.
be an asset to the Occupy East Street rather than a detriment.
Because he didn't say that in his letter.
And
He
from
didn't say
my-
anything.
And from my personal opinion, I would really like to have it there
Well, that was
because
older.
Occupy East Street seems
Look at the
to
date.
block the sidewalk in front of my
Right.
business where people can't get to my business. So maybe with the parklet there, that will not be the case.
And that's a- no, I
Okay.
think it's-
I
I'm
thank
glad it's being
you. And
used.
all of the businesses that I've spoken with, nobody wants it taken down for Occupy East Street except for me.
Okay,
Thank you.
that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's move to any more public comments? Okay, hearing none, we'll move to other matters, road closure for daily days. They want that from 6th Street to 7th there in front of the hospital, doctor's office closed. What's that?
On J Street,
J
right,
Street.
they want the J
Yeah,
Street
it's right here,
closed?
J Street.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, that, they've had it closed before when they do daily days, I think. Good idea.
Yeah,
I never see him anymore. Is he still there?
I have no problem with it.
no, I think that's great.
Everybody agree?
I need a motion though.
He's waiting for
Okay.
his job back.
I'll make a motion that we close the road on J Street between 6th and 7th Street for the daily days on June 24th of this year.
Good. I'll second.
Motion made and second, those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
June 27th?
24.
24th, I mean, yes, June 24th, yeah.
There it is. It's on there.
Okay, yeah.
Can you get the roads closed on that one? Please, and thank you.
let's move on down to staff comments.
Do you have any?
No, not off the top of my head.
Oh, I do have some. We, between Doris and I, we've been fixing, everybody's water's accounts. It's been quite the chore. We had over 2,000 water bills from, that was April's bill due in May that we had to go through and fix all of the winter reads. So we got most of those fixed. There's still some stragglers we're trying to get to as quickly as possible.
Do all those people bring them in, or?
Yeah, a lot of them have. And then there's a lot of them I've just been going through alphabetically trying to catch them and remove the late fees that got added to them this month. Our credit card system didn't roll over into Cassell. I swear it was the last 2 months of let's make the system not work at all. We did get it, Doris talked to BMS out of Bend, who has our credit card system. They were able to fix it, get the glitch fixed. Now it should work properly, we're hoping. So we know how to double check it and triple check it before bills go out now. And then we got as many water accounts fixed as possible. So we are still working on them. They're not all 100%, but we're working as quickly as possible. And next year, we are not doing winter reads ever again.
Well. the
Ever,
smart
ever
readers
again.
won't. Have the smart readers started to be installed?
No.
Not yet.
So there are no smart meters out yet?
Then why are the bills so crazy? Why are
She
everybody,
just explained
it's
that
not
there was a
just
glitch.
one.
She just
I just
explained that there was a
explained it.
glitch.
So
There was a
what
glitch
is
in the
the-
system. Okay, so when we have to download it to BMS, which means we have to, what is the word I'm looking for? I have to download it into a,
Like a different
Basically, a
spreadsheet.
different file.
yeah, I have to create a file and then I have to send that file to BMS. Well, there was, I think I counted 150 files that had been created on these water bills that were incorrect. So Doris and I had to go through and delete every one of those files and start from scratch. Well, it still picked up the wrong ones. So we had to go back in and fix them again because it didn't, and then with the credit card system, we learned how to carry the credit cards over into Cassell, because you can do it, and so it didn't carry it over for me. So I had to go in and manually fix about 400, a little over 400 accounts that are on credit cards, and manually go in and
On the auto pay.
yes, and adjust them and take the late fees off, so that it didn't show that,
So like the
anything.
one or two people that got $600
they're
bills,
fixed, everything's fixed.
but you told them they had a leak somewhere.
I didn't tell them that,
Well,
but somebody did, but it doesn't necessarily
well,
mean it was me.
I'm not saying you personally, but
But somebody told them
somebody-
there was a leak.
And
There
so-
were a few that had leaks. When the guys write leak in the book, Doris has been calling them, which was not done prior years too. For
Right.
what reason?
well, what I'm saying was Jan, somebody told her, I'm not saying you personally.
No, I know who told her. but
Okay, so
I-
she went back to her house and she crawled around on her floor because she thought it was underneath her home.
Right.
And they said, whoever, you should be able to hear a psst. And so this 84-year-old woman crawled around on her home, all around on her home, listening on the floor for this psst underneath her house because her bill was $487.60.
I apologize.
And she thought,
profusely for
and
her.
yes, and so when she thought, and when she couldn't hear that psh underneath her house, she called the plumber, and the plumber said, no, 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 no. There's got to be something wrong with your meter. She has a new smart meter
Yes.
on her house. Yes, she does.
I said yes.
No, Charlie's shaking her head, no.
Because I was just told that no
Yes.
smart meters have
Well,
been installed.
we do have,
A few.
excuse me, we do have them, they're not reading
Okay,
yet.
they're not reading.
digitally
Okay,
reading
then they're
yet.
not
Okay,
And
but
I'm aware,
hers-
and I'm aware of the house.
Yes.
What happened is this winter, she had a meter break.
Yes.
We pulled the meter out, we replaced it with a cam struck, and to finish out this whole story, we'll make it simple, sweet, and to the point.
Hers was leaking on that side of her meter. So it was their fault. But she was told it was her fault. So she was crawling around on all of four of
Okay.
listening. And so then she went back and she couldn't get a plumber to come to her house. So Ken the plumber told her, you've got to go back and tell them. So she came back up here. In the meantime, in those 3 days, in 5 days, her house sold. In those 3 days from the time she talked to whomever, her house sold. So she went back to Randy Utley and said, this is your problem now. I can't deal with it. She's 84 years old. And so that's why, and so that's when I said,
It's been taken care of. And
exactly,
they did
that's
go
when
there.
you called me and said, now it's been taken care of. And I said, okay, fine, I just want, so then when I put it on there, now I've got 10 more people coming and saying, I've gotten a $600 bill twice and I've gotten a
fixing them
$700,
as quickly as
I know. And that's why I'm saying more people, and I just said, you're not putting a smart meter on my deal because I can't afford $700 a month for water, and I'm not even
But
drinking
not all
it.
of those people have smart meters.
I know, and so I'm wondering, where is all this coming from? If they
Like
don't
I
got
said,
smart
it was a
meters,
glitch.
what's going on?
Like I said,
Let's,
the person that did it into the computer system didn't do the correct
Correct way.
billing.
So that's why-
therefore, we had to go in and fix every bill because it had already got sent to Bend. Once that file is sent and approved by that person, I couldn't undo it.
Right,
Then when our credit card system, I'll take blame for the credit card system, I have no
Well,
problem with that.
And a lot of these are on auto pay, I get it, you can't pull those back, you
Nope,
can't do
but I
them.
can sure fix them and remove the late fees, and I will eat crow for my mistakes.
And I get
have
that.
no problem with that.
Well, and I get where people are getting, and I get where people are upset and,
If people come to you, send them to the town hall and we will take
I
care of
get
it,
it.
okay? And that's what
and
we're
that's
doing.
why they wanna
Thank you.
know.
Thank
And
you.
that's why I was here.
Okay.
But when somebody calls my boss and tell him I drive by screaming
We're
filthy
done with that.
stuff,
We've already listened to that. Thank
that's
you.
why I came here
We've heard
tonight.
you. We've heard you.
I get it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye. Thanks, Dawn.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Have a nice day.
You too.
I think that's
Is there another one?
everything.
Any more comments?
Any more comment?
Rhonda?
Okay.
I'd like to know what John thinks about
Oh,
What
okay.
happened?
That's what
You wanna know what?
what you think about the smart
We're
meter.
on.
Stop whistling.
Girl.
Okay,
It's called,
council comments.
no.
I think we've just been commented out.
Well, I went down and watched the boys on a water leak on South
were
Sixth and Eighth,
Yeah,
and it was a geyser. By the time they got done, there's 5 gallons on it,
yeah.
so we got, and we had to get, Dog Lake's back truck.
Well, our budget certainly needs to show some maintenance in it.
So what?
Maintenance and replacing
Valves and.
valves and different things.
Yep.
I ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
Will you help me ask a question? Is there gonna be money for animal control put aside in the new budget?
She's asking if there's gonna be money put aside for animal control in the new budget.
Oh, I don't know what the county has, and I don't know what we have.
You have
There
to
is-
check with the county,
Yeah.
I think it has to go into the county.
you
I-
know?
I-
That's-
I know the money that we give to the sheriff's office, they do have a line item in it.
Yeah,
So, but I don't know how much or whatever.
I thought I read 5,000 in that one.
5,000, I think,
I think it was
yeah.
5,000 in that part.
Which is nothing.
Which is
It's
nothing.
That gets eat up
But
out there.
I think, Rhonda, where we're at is that we need a plan instead first, and then we can start figuring out details of paying, other things of
That's
what
why I
it
had a
costs.
committee.
But we need to have a
I
plan.
don't think there's anybody here that doesn't think we don't need
Yeah.
an officer, because we do,
We do.
but it's just how we're gonna get it.
I'm very happy that we're moving forward.
It
Very
takes time.
happy.
Yeah,
It takes time.
So, work on it.
It's like a ship going out to sea and it's taking a turn.
So this is the beginning of that. That's what I've been waiting for.
You're on a ship.
Yes.
if nothing else, then we'll adjourn the meeting at 5:53.